Hello everyone, and welcome to our latest developer update stream where we'll be diving into everything coming with Season of Divine Intervention, which is arriving on December 11th, rolling out around 8:30 p.m. We've got a big show for you today. I'm joined by some very familiar faces, some new ones, but some familiar ones, to take you through everyone here. First off, we've got Miss Aislinn Hall. Welcome back to the stream.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I'm Aislinn. I typically work on seasons. I'm on the final design team as a systems designer.
And hi, my name is Owen Leach. I am the lead encounter designer, and I'm also the seasons lead for Season of Divine Intervention.
Hey, I'm Art Peshkov. I'm the lead systems designer.
Hi, I'm Charles Dunn. I'm a class designer working on the final design team.
Hello, I'm Zaban Hartunian. I'm an associate game director on Diablo 4.
And a PSA for everyone at home. We have cut the AC in here, and there's a lot of us, so it is going to get steamy. I think Owen and I will be regretting our holiday sweater choices pretty soon.
Tempering and Masterworking are getting a big overhaul. We've refocused these systems on what matters most: customization and prestige. From now on, there will be no more random rolls. You will now be able to select the specific temper you want. While these tempered affixes have various ranges on them, there is now a chance for the applied affix to be a greater affix. While items can now only have one tempered affix as opposed to two, we're increasing the number of base affixes found on non-unique items from 3 to 4. Lastly, tempering charges can be restored indefinitely. Masterworking now improves the overall quality of your item, giving a direct bonus to its affixes as well as base damage, armor, or resistance. You can masterwork your items up to a maximum quality threshold of 25. And here's the best part. Once you hit that max quality, you get one final roll for a capstone bonus. This capstone bonus masterworks an affix, which boosts its value by 50%. This boost stacks with the greater affix bonus and the effects of quality. You'll be able to re-roll that masterworked affix without losing your hard-earned masterworking quality. These changes are designed to give you more control, more excitement, and more opportunities to build your perfect character. In an effort to better equalize effective health across classes and builds, we're making several changes to the way effective health interacts with damage reduction and how those individual stats are calculated. Our goal is to streamline player defenses while properly testing them as you climb through difficulty tiers, putting more emphasis on gearing your builds towards survivability. Potions are now more impactful and tactical than ever. First up, your base potion capacity is now set to 4, no matter your previous renown progress. Everyone starts with 4 potions. And here's the real game changer. Potion healing is now instant and percentage-based. Whenever you use a potion, you'll heal for 35% of your total health immediately. But that's not all. In addition to the potions you pick up, you'll slowly regenerate a potion every 30 seconds. So even in the heat of battle, you'll have a steady supply coming your way. To balance things out, we're bringing back life on hit as a potential affix. We've also boosted the values for life regeneration, life on kill, and healing percent. These stats are now easier to find and more powerful than before. And finally, healing potion upgrades are gone. Since potions now heal a portion of your overall health, upgrades just aren't needed. To work in tandem with the updates to healing and potions, Fortify is shifting from a type of damage reduction to something much more dynamic. An additional reservoir of life that's drained to heal you over time. Here's how it works. Whenever you gain Fortify, it will now stack up to your maximum life. And when you're below your maximum life, you'll heal for a percentage of your maximum life per second in exchange for an equal amount of Fortify.
Get ready to fight tougher, smarter elites as you fight your way through Sanctuary. Monsters will now react and adapt to combat, driven by their expressed desire to end your life. Each monster has its own clear role and identity when fighting, so you'll notice their behavior is no longer predictable. They'll be more dynamic in how they respond to you in battle. Expect your defenses to be tested. These intelligent packs will deal damage more regularly, and you'll need to stay sharp. Monster affixes are now more powerful, making them a priority to deal with before moving on to other enemies. Monster packs will also group up less, making them harder to take out in one fell swoop. Their tactics have improved, and so yours should too. And for those seeking a challenge, champion enemy rarity has been reworked to form champion packs. Get ready to face a whole new level of challenge in Sanctuary. First up, we've added over 20 new monster affixes for you to learn and conquer. That means every elite encounter will feel fresh and challenging. But that's not all. Elites now spawn with minions that inherit some of their affixes, making each battle even more dynamic and unpredictable. We've also taken a close look at enemy affixes overall, making them more engaging, reducing overlap in their design, and improving visual clarity so you can better strategize in the heat of combat. In the seasonal realm, hellish activities are now under siege by the baleful lesser evils, each bringing their own brand of malice. Duriel dominates Helltide. Belial rules the pit. And Dariel commands the Kurast Undercity. Meanwhile, Azmodan stalks across Sanctuary, appearing as the first new world boss in multiple locations. But that's not all. Just south of Zarbinzet, you'll find 3 summoning altars where Azmodan can be called forth at will. Each altar invokes Azmodan with powers borrowed from one of the other 3 lesser evils. And as you battle these enemies, defeating them with their respective purified or corrupted gifts will grant you divine favor. This divine favor levels up your divine gifts and helps you progress through the seasonal reputation board. This season, the Angel Hadriel has returned to Sanctuary, bringing rare boons to aid you in the fight against the newly returned lesser evils. Hadriel shares a fraction of the power of the high heavens, and these blessings manifest as divine gifts, offering you both great rewards and exciting opportunities. Each divine gift has 3 components: a reward, a corrupted gift, and a purified gift. Within your inventory's divine gifts panel, you can slot these gifts in 2 ways. Place them in the interior slot to activate the purified gift. Place them in the exterior slot to activate the corrupted gift. When slotted, your divine gift will trigger its reward bonus, increasing the benefits for that specific gift. Corrupted gifts make related activities more challenging, but still grant the reward bonus. Purified gifts, on the other hand, remove the negative effect, add a positive effect, and double the reward gained. Corrupted gift slots are unlocked automatically. To unlock purified gift slots, progress through the seasonal reputation board.
Santification is your chance to channel the power of the angels and infuse it directly into your items. When you sanctify an item, here's what can happen. Your item gains bonus quality. Replace an existing affix with a random sanctified affix. An existing affix could be upgraded into a powerful greater affix. Add a bonus affix from a special pool of sanctified affixes. Gain a bonus legendary power. Once you sanctify an item, it becomes unmodifiable. That's the final step in your item's journey, so make it count.
We're introducing Season Rank as an update to our previous player progression system, Season Journey. This update introduces a change to how players progress through seasons, with a slew of new challenges ahead. Let's talk first about tiers. Each tier now requires you to complete a challenge, usually a Capstone Dungeon, before you can move up to the next rank. If you're up for it, you don't have to wait for the recommended level or difficulty. This means you can now enter Torment before max level, if you can beat max level challenges early. So, if you're feeling brave, you can take on these Capstone Dungeons early and push your limits. Some of the notable rewards, alongside skill points and Paragon points, will be gaining access to Pit and Tower after beating Capstone 2, gaining access to Seasonal Laurels at rank 3, receiving the Seasonal Pet after Capstone 5, access to Gilded Laurels at rank 7. Let's talk about Capstone Dungeons, because they're back and ready to test your progress as you climb through the difficulty tiers. These dungeons are designed to challenge you at every step of your journey. And here's something important to remember. Even though each Capstone Dungeon lists a suggested level, their difficulty doesn't scale with your current level. So plan your approach carefully. Here's a look into the journey ahead. Within the seasonal realm, you can earn additional benefits tied to your player progress through the new season rank system. Completing various challenges within each rank will unlock specific benefits. And when you finish an entire rank, you'll earn powerful bonuses. Season rank rewards additional skill points at ranks 1 through 3, and Paragon points at ranks 3 through 6. With these changes, your renown will only stand permanently in the Eternal Realm. And don't forget, the potion capacity changes also affect the Eternal Realm. And for those exploring Sanctuary, Altars of Lilith and Tenets of Akarat will continue to grant some experience and minor rewards, but not permanent stats or power.
A fan-favorite Chaos perk for Sorceress from the Season of Infernal Chaos, Mana Shield, has inspired a redesign to the mythic unique Melted Heart of Selig. Now, all classes will be able to access a massively increased resource pool that also functions as your life total. Sorceress's new unique weapon, Orsavane, grants you great power, but only if you build your character like a glass cannon and avoid using defensive skills. For each defensive skill you are not using, you gain increased damage and access to its associated enchantment effect. What is better than one golem? How about 3 slightly smaller golems instead? Necromancer's new unique mace, Gravebloom, grows your golem army. And should one golem fall, it comes back even faster. Whether using Gravebloom or not, casting your golem's active skill will now command your other minions to focus their attacks on your new target. This season, rogues are doing a Dance of Death. Or rather, a Dance of Knives with Death's Pavane. These unique pants cause your Dance of Knives to drop knives from enemies hit, and picking them up further empowers your Dance of Knives. Additionally, Shadow Clone's targeting logic has been updated, and will now target the same enemy that you initially targeted with your skill. This dramatically improves Shadow Clone's consistency when using skills that require precise aiming, like Penetrating Shot and Rapid Fire. Druid's new unique boots, Kamsin Stepwalkers, is one of the most potent mobility items in the game. Build up charge with your nature magic skills, and at max stacks, you gain the maximum possible movement speed and unhindered, and you immobilize enemies you pass through. With the rework to the Bad Omen passive, you will also be constantly zapping all the enemies along the way. Barbarians love a good brawl, but Chain-Scourged Mail changes everything you know about brawling. Casting a brawling skill will disable it afterwards, and once you have cast every brawling skill on your bar, they are all re-enabled with their cooldowns refreshed. The more skills you chain together in your brawling combo, the bigger the damage boost. Spiritborn are always on the move, and with Path of the Emissary, the more you move, the more you attack. These unique boots constantly unleash core skills from your primary spirit hull as you traverse the battlefield. Want to do even more damage while moving? Rushing Claw has received a massive buff as well. Combine these to absolutely shred the monsters of Sanctuary.
A new challenge is coming to Sanctuary, one designed to test the mettle of the most battle-hardened warriors. Introducing the Tower. This is a multi-stage, timed dungeon built for the elite. While the pit pushes you to your limits in the depths, the Tower rises to match you against others who think themselves worthy. We're launching the Tower as a brand new game mode, and this is just the beginning. We plan to update the Tower through multiple seasons, and your feedback will help shape its future. The Tower was built with our new monster combat changes in mind. You'll need to master the latest enemy tactics to gain the upper hand and climb to the top. You'll unlock the Tower through the obelisk in Karagar. Here's how it works. Fight through multiple floors, each with randomized layouts and monster families. Progress by defeating monsters and collecting orbs. The tougher the monster, the higher their value. During your run, pylons appear as you make progress. You're guaranteed to see 4 pylons in every tower run. The first 3 will appear in a random order, but you'll always get each option at least once. The 4th pylon will be a random repeat of one of the previous 3. Orbs drop from elites, champions, and goblins, so keep an eye out for those high-value targets. With the arrival of the Tower, leaderboards are making their triumphant return to Diablo 4. This is where the best of the best will compete for the top spot. After your Tower run, you'll see the Tower tier you completed and your final time. There will be separate leaderboards for hardcore and normal modes, so everyone has a chance to shine. We have big plans for leaderboards. For now, we're focused on introducing the core functionality, collecting feedback, and planning ahead for future updates. Tower and leaderboards will be enabled later in the season, so stay tuned for updates through our upcoming blogs and notes. These are just a few of the exciting updates coming in the season of Divine Intervention. See you all in Sanctuary.
I want to talk a bit about sort of our PTR learnings and sort of what we've changed from PTR to what we're going to release. So there's a lot of little things that we changed, and I encourage you to read those patch notes. So I'll focus mainly on the things that people maybe want to hear the most or that they dislike the most. So going through the different Lesser Evil Invasion activities, we'll start with the pit. So with Belial, some of you folks may have noticed that he likes to monologue, like Syndrome, if you incredible reference, sorry. And he'd have to give his whole death speech before you actually won the pit run. We fixed that. You kill Belial, you'll win the pit run immediately. We did some improvements on the eyeballs that you had to click in the pit. It's very difficult in the pit to click something specifically, especially on controller. So now if you just walk up to one of those eyeballs, it'll pop and you won't have to actually pixel hunt for that thing. We also got feedback on the Belial ambush things. He'll pop up and do an attack, and he'll taunt you and say some stuff. But that did a knockback and was happening fairly often. We got some pretty strong feedback that maybe that was annoying. So we got rid of the feedback. We had him pop up less. But the pit is fresh. It's awesome. We really encourage you to check it out. We also did a ton of updates to the Undercity. But again, just to focus on the high-level ones of some specific pain points. We reduced the time-stealing effects in the Undercity a lot. Indara would show up, and she would steal a lot of different time. Time with her different attacks. We reduced that a lot. Her Nightmare Dungeon affixes that we sort of imposed upon the Undercity, we reduced those as well, just to make it a little more engaging and less punishing we don't want to make it 10 times more difficult, but it's still really fresh, and Aislin's going to talk about all the awesome changes we made to things like loot for the Undercity and stuff like that. We fixed the bug where we weren't even dropping Undercity tributes, so those will show up and you can use those. I totally encourage you to check it out. And then there's this stupid quirk with the Andariel boss fight that we fixed in PTR where like she would be stuck in a phase transition until she played her whole animation. So we fixed that. If you bring her down past the life threshold, you can just nuke her. You're not gonna have to sit there and watch her.
It's just dramatic.
Yeah, I was gonna say, she's very dramatic. Yeah, the anguish for our player, right? Yes. We updated Helltide. Everybody loved that screen vignette effect. No, I'm just kidding. We took the screen vignette effect off. That was causing some motion sickness stuff. So if that was bothering you, that's gone now. You may have also noticed that the XP globes that maggots were dropping were a little overtuned in the fact that you could gain 40 levels in 2 minutes. So obviously we reduced that to make it more in line with the intended pace of the game. We added new Helltide commanders, a bunch of new enemies, so it'll feel even fresher than it was in PTR. So. And then lastly, we gave Duriel some more attacks. So if you don't pay attention, he will eat you and he will kill you. So have fun with that.
Nice.
And then the last event, that's Azmodan. So we got such great feedback on Azmodan, and people love seeing him back, and it's the first time that all 4 Lesser Evils are together in a Diablo game, like, super exciting. And we didn't change too much about that. The only thing we changed was in the How Is Our Overland event. Well, first and foremost, you're not going to gain 40 levels anymore from killing a world boss. Obviously, yeah, it was missed a 0 or something at some point, but all world bosses will reward appropriate level of EXP. So, yeah, sorry for your speed living strats, guides that have already been written. We also added resilience to that How Was Our event to prevent just one tapping when he would show up. So you'll get to experience the full world boss fight, as you do with every other world boss event. And then we also updated the Lesser Evil influences. So if you're not familiar with the How Was Our event, you could interact with shrines from Andariel or Duriel and Belial, and that would affect the Azmodan boss fight. We updated those to be a lot clearer and a lot more obvious as to like what is happening from those and a lot more deadly. So it will matter which one you pick. So really excited to see sort of how you react to the new added twists on the Azmodan world boss.
What we noticed is that there was a lack of like excitement and emphasis. So one of the changes that we made in the PTR is that when you temper a ancestral item, you now have a chance for the tempered affix to crit and upgrade into a GA version of that affix, which is something that couldn't happen before, which is really, really cool. Kind of going down the line, for Masterworking, we have 2 key changes that we wanted to make to the system. The first one is that quality wasn't quite doing a good enough job of kind of being the generally make your item better system. So now, in addition to increasing the base damage, armor, or resistance of your item, quality is also going to increase the affix values of your item. So it generally, your numbers just go up when you quality an item. And we've also increased the threshold of quality to 25. So you'll be able to get a 25% boost to the base stat and the affixes on your item just by taking it through the quality phase of Masterworking. So the Masterwork affix, the Capstone, it can once again stack with greater affixes. It's not mutually exclusive anymore. So you can like really target the specific affix that you want to boost and kind of hyper optimize that. So we made a couple of changes to Sanctification. The first one is that the indestructible outcome is just gone. It's been entirely replaced by a new outcome, and this new outcome adds bonus quality. So if this outcome happens, your item will get 5 to 25 quality added to it as a bonus. This stacks with the quality for Masterworking. So there's that. Next up, change affix. This was one that we heard a lot of feedback on. So what we've done here is we've made it so that the change affix outcome can no longer occur on ancestral uniques or mythic unique items. So don't worry, your hypothetical Shaco with GA CDR that you are going to hit change affix on, and that can't happen anymore. So, and then lastly, we added some more stuff to the legendary pools in Sanctification. First off, there were some things just missing, like there were a bunch of offensive legendaries that were just missing. And second off, I don't want to spoil it, but I added some kind of crazy shit in there. So you guys can find it, and yeah. So we wanted to make it a little bit easier for you to get multi-GA items. So what we've done is we've increased the chance for you to get 2, 3, and 4 GA items when an ancestral item drops. Right. First and foremost is we added in toughness to the item comparison. So like when you're comparing 2 pieces of armor, it'll actually tell you like how much your toughness is going to change by a percentage amount. We added a bunch more information to the detailed stats pane for toughness. It'll tell you your effective DR per damage type and stuff like that now. And finally, in the difficulty selection screen, we added some minimum recommended toughness settings per torment tier. So you have like something to shoot for, an idea of where to shoot for, as you enter a new torment tier.
You're going to unlock all waypoints as long as you pick the appropriate campaign skip. So no more running around. You'll just be able to grab them immediately and zap wherever you want. We took a big holistic look at Undercity rewards in general. So we found that they didn't feel like super focused when you went into the Undercity, and they also didn't feel like they were giving you appropriate loot at various points in the player journey. So we kind of just buffed the hell out of it. Like in general, like it's a lot better now. If you're low level and you go into the one that gives you experience, it will give you quite a bit more experience. Not 40 levels Maggot or Azmodan worth, but a good amount. And so I highly recommend you actually run your tributes. Like, they're super worth it now. They give you lots of great stuff. So go in there and try out the Undercity. It's going to be great. And, Dariel's going to be in there, too.
I'll talk about the Sorc teleport changes was probably one of the biggest points of feedback on class balance and class tuning that we got. Basically, we made some changes testing on PTR that made it a little harder for Sorcs to really embrace that full teleport fantasy. And so we've looked at rechanging those around so that you can use the Oculus unique to really unlock this teleport build now. So made some adjustments. We still want you to be able to build into it and build into this like repeated chain teleporting kind of build, but it's going to really be empowered by the Oculus unique. Also on the topic of sorcerers, in the previous season, in Season of Infernal Chaos, we had Chaos perks. And one of the most popular and kind of fan favorite ones there was the Mana Shield Chaos perk, which converted your mana pool as a Sorc into your health total. And so we said, hey, this has been really popular, really successful. Let's put it onto a mythic unique, the Melted Heart of Selig, which was already trying to do something similar. But now that we had this alternative version of it that we know was really successful, we decided to move it in there. On the PTR, we test that out, and of course, there's some wrinkles with that. It goes from being a sorcerer-specific power on Season of Infernal Chaos to now everybody can get it with this mythic unique. And that caused a few problems, to put it lightly. Basically, there's a lot of effects in the game that say, do something for every point of resource you have, or some modification there. And essentially, this would give you thousands and thousands of your resource, whether it be mana or fury or whatever per class. And that was problematic. So on a lot of the cases, we had to implement caps on them. Say, okay, this bonus only affects up to a certain amount of resource. And we have, players did not like that. You guys did not like those caps. They were kind of shoehorned in a lot of different places, really just to make this one unique work. And also we missed a few of them on the PTR. Oops. So some things were a little bit overpowered there. So instead, post-PTR, we looked at the Melted Heart of Selig and retuned it a little bit. We still wanted to keep that fantasy of my resource goes up and my resource is my life total now. But we didn't want you to have literally tens of thousands of resource. So instead, it's going to simply double your resource pool. Still a lot of bonus. And then the damage that you're taking is going to be converted at a ratio down to your resource. So it's not going to be a straight one-to-one like it was previously, because that's why we needed to give you tens of thousands to kind of make it equivalent to your health pool. Now it'll convert at a ratio. You'll still be very tanky. It'll still convert the damage to your resource as your life total, but it won't be breaking so many other aspects of the game. And of course, we've then removed all of those caps that we had implemented on the PTR across various legendaries and effects across every other class.
So again, thank you everyone for checking it out on the PTR. It will not be launching with the Season of Divine Intervention, however. The tower will remain locked. It will be coming back in the new year with patch 252.
Sweaty. So thank you all for tuning in and watching. For Season of Divine Intervention, we will have a reliquary that will be coming out, which you can go and check out. For everyone who's interested in the new season, our blog and patch notes are live. The patch notes are 11,000 words. The blog is quite long as well, so you've got a lot to read and catch up on over the next little bit.
Frankly, the patch notes scare me. There's a lot.
They're big. They're big. Control F won't save you this time. They're substantial. They're a very slim infographic that has all the information you might need. This will live on the blog as well, and we'll have this in all languages. But yeah, take a gander. There's lots to feast on in this upcoming season. It's going to be very exciting going in and playing all the lesser evils. So we're really excited for that. And the day after the season goes live, we will have Twitch drops for you. So watch any eligible channel for 2 hours, and you'll get the Barbute Hacker one-handed cosmetic. Pretty gnarly stuff. Yeah. But to reiterate, Season of Divine Intervention goes live on December 11th, and the season's going to start rolling out at 8:30 p.m. So that's when you can jump into the season, and that's when it's going out. Don't go anywhere, because after the stream, we will be raiding Woody Joe. So go shower him with some love, and go have a great time there. And a very important reminder, on December 11th, tune into the Game Awards. Now I'm going to repeat that. Look at me. December 11th, tune into the Game Awards. All right? Thank you all for being here. Thanks everyone for tuning in, and we'll see you in Sanctuary for Season of Divine Intervention.
Let's go.
Thanks, y'all.
Yeah. See you guys.
If you've enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe. Thank you very much. Bye now.